Welcome to Sound Values, powered in part by LSA Burger and Classic
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in live tonight on DentonRadio.com. We are located in the beautiful Discover Denton Welcome Center on the ever-cooling Denton Square. Hope you guys got your jackets, maybe a toque. Bring your gloves out this weekend. It's going to get cold. Now, let's get down to the brass tacks here. I got my man Selvage in the house here. It's good to see you, man.
Yes, sir.
The reason we brought the homie in is because he played a set a couple weeks back up at Breakfast and Beats, and a lot of the music was original. And as y'all know, I have a soft spot for people who come and play their original music, whether they have a mixer or not to do it. You know, that's not really the point. Richie Flo came on one time, and he was like, I just have a laptop, you know. Exactly. I was like, dude, you can just have a cell phone and plug in. I don't care if the music's fire. It's fire. Pardon me. And I was really impressed, man. I really was. I sat there the whole time, and even Ian, YSA, he was like, I was like, yo, this is actually him singing on this. He was like, really? He's like, this is good. And, I told you that I listen to your music in my own personal time.
yes. Heard a few.
And so I was impressed, man. And so I was like, I've talked to pretty much almost every person who's ever come and played Breakfast and Beats has been on the show, but I hadn't talked to you yet. Yeah. And I realized, I was like, I've spent almost a year and a half hanging out with Dalton on Sundays, but I still don't know that much about him, right? When it comes down to it.
Illustrious figure.
Yeah, exactly. You guys have always come out, been a big supporter of that. So I wanted to get you in and talk to you a little bit, man, and find more about, first off, the music you like, where you see music going, what you see kind of in the future, because you're a little bit younger than me. Yeah. And so we listen to different stuff, and you also just have an incredible swag about you, which I will always compliment. I even told him, I was like, I'm not going to come in and try to and even try to compete.
I feel it.
Yeah, man. So the first question that I want to jump into is kind of get like a background, a background of music and things of that nature, and just kind of see what got you into it. So my first question is like, what is your first musical memory, like the first time that you experienced music as a child or even a little bit older, where it really kind of affected you in a real way?
That is an excellent question that I've never been asked before in my entire life. First musical memory?
Yeah.
Man, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I was in like choir and stuff.
Okay.
When I was in like middle school. So like as far as like doing music in front of other people, so that'd probably be it.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I didn't really like it, but I needed something to do.
Yeah.
So we started with that.
Okay, so if you need something to do, why choir?
Because the sports season hadn't started yet.
Oh, okay. so the coaches were like, you just gotta find something to do.
My mom didn't want to like hang out with me or something. I don't know. She wanted me out the house.
Yeah, so she stuck you in choir.
Exactly. So I ended up in choir.
That's awesome. I was in a church choir when I was in like 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I can remember like having to stand up there like when we were singing The Lion King, and I can just remember how much my legs were hurting.
No, for real.
And I just wanted to sit down so bad.
That
is just like that was like the first time I had to be like really disciplined all on my own. Like 8 years old, just like, man, I just want to sit down right now, but Dad's gonna be disappointed if I do, so just bear with it, man.
Choir is dangerous.
It is, man.
You lock your knees. We have like girls passing out sometimes.
Yeah, you do have people passing out. I swear, it's like the third dangerous.
Yeah, contact sport.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right, exactly. Right behind croquet and
volleyball. Exactly. Contact sports.
Yeah. So at a young age, like you said, you just were like, I just needed something to do. But like, what kind of music did you grow up listening to?
Grow up listening to mainly like a lot of hip hop, a lot of like R&B, but like first probably say like rock music.
Okay.
I was into that for like a majority of my childhood because I had like a lot of uncles that put me onto that. And,
okay.
Like, first concerts I went to were like rock concerts and stuff like that.
Nice. Do you remember any of the bands or?
I used to be super into like Linkin Park.
Oh,
like,
nice, dude. Who didn't like a little LP,
right,
man?
You know what I'm saying? And like My Chemical Romance and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. I can remember when I'm Not Okay came out.
Oh, that was a jam.
Yeah, I was on vacation. Yeah, the music video was sweet, man.
Yeah. Thought it was a movie.
Yeah, yeah. And it really made you want to buy a trailer and just be grungy and live in a New Jersey basement. Just drive around the country.
Wear some eyeshadow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was kind of like, you had it kind of like in the 80s, guys were wearing tights and had the poofy hair. And then that kind of went away in the grunge. And all of a sudden it
came back
you just started to see it start to creep back in.
Yeah, more makeup.
You know, and like even when you watch those music videos, like some of those bands would be wearing like who like the 80s hair metal groups, like Twisted Sister, they'd be wearing those shirts. And I think like some of that music probably did influence those guys too, if you just like listen to the chords and the kind of way that they did it. But
for sure,
I remember I was on vacation with my dad, and he was like, "Will you turn that off? All it is is
no, for real."
He was like, "I don't hear any musicality," and I was like, "You just don't get it.
Yeah,
it's
like you don't get it, man. It's a lifestyle, all right."
So, do you have any siblings?
No.
Okay.
Well, I got like half siblings. But
Okay.
I don't have, like siblings.
Yeah, for sure. So, did they
with.
kind of influence music in any way or show you anything growing up?
No, not really.
Okay.
They like lived with like their other parents.
Oh, okay,
and all that
I got
stuff.
you.
Yeah, so
No, I
they
understand
just
that.
babysit on occasion.
Yeah, dude, yeah. I know that vibe 100%,
It happens.
man. Yeah, exactly, man. So, like, a lot of people, that's kind of how they discover hip-hop, is like they have an older brother who finally gets a car and mom's not over their shoulder the whole time, and then they can actually listen to the music they want to listen to without being hassled about it.
Yeah.
So how did you go from, like, you know, Linkin Park and all that stuff to listening to more hip-hop?
Probably just like TV, man, and like watching like MTV jams and like.
Back when MTV had music?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I remember I saw like a Tupac video and I was like, "Yo, this is tight." It was it like Changes, I think?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's still a classic.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I really messed with this, and pretty much from there.
Yeah, you can just play that in the club. You know,
you know what I'm saying?
Everybody who had beef just comes up and gives each other a hug.
Cool the vibes out a little bit.
Yeah. See no changes.
We need to bring this together, guys.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, I remember when I first heard, like, Tupac's, just his voice.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it's so powerful.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
He speaks from, like, his stomach.
Yeah. You know? I'm on me.
Exactly. It's real low in the body.
Yeah, it was a lot of, it was good. I really enjoyed that. And so, then you kind of came across R&B as well. And so, like, what are some of the, like, what was some of the hip hop and what is now some of the hip hop that you're listening to?
Like I used to love Lupe Fiasco a lot. You know.
Oh yeah.
Kanye's first couple albums are definitely classics.
Yeah, definitely.
Jay-Z, of course. Your Tupacs and your Biggies.
Yeah.
Saying the typical list. Lil Wayne's. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything like that, and then like R&B goes, I used to like really mess with R. Kelly back in the day. As problematic as that may be now.
Yeah, exactly. I know,
unfortunately,
like,
but
you're listening to it and you're like, I can't play Bump and Grind.
Yeah, I don't know about this, man. Context might be weird, but he's definitely got some classic albums though.
It really does, man. Did you listen to Usher at all?
Of course.
Yeah,
I was a huge Usher fan.
Yeah,
like 8701, all that.
I can remember when Usher came on Oprah. My mom used to watch Oprah. Every day I come home, she'd be watching that at school, and Usher was on there. And she was like, all right, I know this is weird, but can we see your abs?
Of course.
And I was like, oh.
Crowd goes wild.
Oh, yeah, everybody.
Of course.
Of
course.
You know, goes nuts, man, about it. And so, like, as you got older, did you steer away from the rock music and start listening more to exclusively hip-hop?
No, for a while, it was like, I just got into like more like hardcore rock music.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be like hip hop or it'd be like someone's screaming probably.
Yeah.
It was like there was more like less singing and like more screaming, or it'd be like rapping or like R&B singing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what? That's really not far off, man. From what I was like, it was like I was either listening to hip hop or I was listening to like From Autumn to Ashes.
You know what I'm saying? Like something like a little hardcore. Yeah,
something that's a little hardcore. I never got into black metal or anything that
you know
really over the top. Like,
not into that. Yeah,
you know?
can't do that. I mean,
that's
it's like a high pitched scream.
Yeah. I was into that angsty scream.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's what I wanted some more of. That's what
doesn't wreak violence. A little less sketchy.
Yeah, exactly, man. I just want some good old boys with some eyeliner.
Exactly.
A few power chords and we're good to go.
That's all I need. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. So, did you play an instrument at all growing up?
I like tried to learn guitar when I was like a kid, but never did it.
Yeah.
So you know, never had the patience, unfortunately. So I'm trying to learn now, but still hard.
Yeah, dude,
probably harder now, to be honest with you. But you know.
Look, man, I started learning to play guitar because I got grounded for bad grades. I was
No,
like, well, I don't have
I
anything
feel
else
that.
to do for the next 2 days, so I guess I'll play this thing my dad has.
I wish I'd have been more productive with my time being grounded.
That was in the 9th grade when I started doing that, and then all of a sudden, like in the 9th grade, when I was in the 9th grade, it was like 2002, 2003, and like that was when Tony Hawk Pro Skater like 3 was coming out, and then like so everybody in my school played guitar and apparently skateboarded. Or just wore skate shoes. Yeah, you know, I
people
skate,
nowadays
man.
skate.
Yeah, man. And we would always look at the guy. We'd be like, "Do you skate goofy or regular?" And when they told us, we'd look at like this part of their shoe.
Exactly.
And if it wasn't scuffed up, like,
you're
man, you're
lying.
not skating.
You don't skate.
You might just be pushing. But you're not really doing anything.
You're not jumping
man.
down anything.
That's what's so. Okay, so you know, like I tried to play guitar. You know, just frustrating. But so like,
it was hard.
How has that? How now? Because your music's good. You know, like It's got a lot of harmonics. So how did you start to learn how to produce music?
Well, my friend Ansel was like a DJ for a while, and he was like, "You should make music." He like gave me his copy of Ableton.
That's
cool. I just started messing with that, and like eventually I actually figured out what I was doing. And like I know it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? Like I may not know like the names of the notes or anything.
Yeah,
I know it sounds good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And
so
man,
like that's how I do it usually.
Dude, there's a lot of people who will say like that's even better. You can know all the because like I've talked to some of the most talented jazz guitarists and stuff. Like man, sometimes you get bogged down in like music theory and this and that. And you're like, dude, why can't I just play?
I feel that.
You know, because there's this famous pianist, jazz pianist, Bill Evans. He goes, you spend years and years and years learning how to play, but then eventually you just have to forget. You know, it's like you can't be up there like, oh, I've got to.
This has to go to this, and this has to.
It doesn't have to work like that. You can flow all over the place with it, man. Yeah. So you get Ableton.
Yeah.
And what was it? What was your experience learning how to use Ableton?
I thought it was rather easy. Well, actually, I take that back because in middle school I messed with Fruity Loops a couple times.
Okay.
But like it was super ugly. No offense to anyone who likes Fruity Loops. But it's ugly, and like everything is stacked on top of each other. So I was like, it's ain't for me. So I quit immediately.
I don't know why I whispered. They can hear it.
They can definitely hear that. But, you know. So I started with that actually, and like mainly I just wanted to like mess around on auto-tune.
Yeah,
cause that's all I wanted to do was just like yell into that and like just see what it sounded like.
Yeah, for sure.
But quit that for a while. Then I got Ableton. Figured out how to loop stuff. Did not know how to quantize anything for the longest time.
Yeah.
So if I like listen back to stuff that I was making, its timing is terrible.
Yeah. Were you drumming out the beats and stuff?
Yeah, drumming it out and just leaving it.
Yeah, because I didn't know. Like, dude, I was trying to make 808 rolls. Like, how do they
just banging
do
on these
this?
keys.
Like, how are these guys?
You can draw this. I found out a year later.
Yeah, that's what happened to me too. I was like, wait, what?
I could have drawn this.
Because then all these tutorials started popping up on YouTube.
Exactly.
You know, because it was getting more and more popular.
Yeah.
And you were seeing like artists. I was going to shows and I was like, he's just pressing buttons. Like, how's he doing this? Yeah, and sure enough, and so I like the first time I got Ableton, I remember I opened it up and I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
But just like you, I thought it looked prettier than FL Studios.
Yeah, everything's much easier to find in there.
Yeah, I thought so too. And like, like Jared, who's used FL Studios since we were like 16, we used to go over there and just make funny rap songs, and he would tune our voices way up or way down. He'd be like, yo, what's up? This magic.
It's a screw tape now.
This magic mic rolling through. We out here in Grapevine. Yeah, Dove Creek Assassins.
You can still find that stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, shout that out.
Assassins.
Google, YouTube that right now.
Please don't. I wasn't. You can't tell which voice is mine. So I promise I was never on any of those tracks.
There you go.
You know,
I got some terrible music out there on the internet. So
I think it's a rite of passage. You have to have some terrible music, and you got to leave it.
Yeah,
don't
of course.
take it down. Let people know where you came from.
Yeah, I also just don't know the passwords. So it's like, or the emails I use. So
I can still go to my Pure Volume and find my like emo cheese, but it doesn't work. Like I've clicked on it, and it just won't load. I think they're finally like,
probably
dude,
for the best.
Out of here. Like, this stuff is 20 years old.
We can't do this. It's outdated now.
So where did you grow up?
Victoria, Texas.
Victoria, Texas.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up? What is Victoria, Texas like?
It's like a small town.
How many people live in Victoria, Texas?
That was a great question. People ask me all the time, and I do not know the answer to.
Like 1,000?
No, not that small.
You guys got a Piggly Wiggly? Or like, that's when I always feel like I'm in a small town. Is somehow the Piggly Wiggly survives. Or Brookshire's. We got a Brookshire.
We don't even got one of those though. How many people live here in Denton?
I don't know. Jake, do you know it's like 500,000 or something? Oh, okay. 130,000.
Can you Google that for me?
500,000.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why I thought that.
I'm about to have that exact Victoria population statistic right now.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah.
Manager over
here.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's. Let's see, what do we got?
Ooh, 62,000. I was gonna say 30. Like so yeah, not that bad.
It's like half the population of Denton. That's not bad, man. But
it's not bad. Everyone knows pretty much everybody. You know.
Yeah.
Can't get away with none.
Any trouble I tried to get in never worked out.
Everyone knows.
Never
Mom's
worked.
finding out.
Yeah. So growing up there, you know, like, was it like? Did you kind of have to? Were you kind of one of the few people who was listening to hip hop, or like, because sometimes people, if you're in a smaller town, you got like your select 10 people who like listen to this.
Yeah,
you know?
That's pretty much it. Yeah,
like you're the guy who finds this stuff.
Yeah, and I like tell everyone, yo, you should check out da 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 da.
Yeah,
exactly. That was basically it. Mainly a lot of country folk there.
Yeah,
you know,
it'll happen. It happens.
Texas.
You know, much
Western
love
fans.
to the country
shout
folks,
out to them. Got a few bops here and
there. So that's actually something that I want to talk about too, because as silly as this might sound to you, whenever I think of Dalton, I just think about a hip cat. I'm just like, this dude's just cool, man. He's just fun to be around. Like, I laugh so hard.
Good stuff.
So there's a lot of new lingo going around here. And I think I don't know who it was. Might have been you or Lofty who was like, yo, kids are calling songs bops.
Yeah.
So
I don't know where that came from. I started doing it a couple weeks ago. I was like, yo, that's a bop.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I always wonder how this stuff, like this stuff spreads. Like, is it social media? These like iconic words all of a sudden that become so like is there anything that like you can think of that like that hip hop artists of today, you know, Playboy Cardi and Travis Scott, guys like that who have created words that we use.
Yeah,
you know, or like A$AP Rocky and all those guys.
Yeah. I'll say Bop. Definitely one of them.
Bop's got to be in there.
Calling everyone slime is definitely a thing, that I have recently adopted.
Yes. And, yeah, man. When I saw Travis Scott at where was it? Wakarusa.
Oh yeah.
Or no, Bonnaroo. When I saw him at Bonnaroo, I don't know how, but somebody snuck a fire hydrant or a fire extinguisher.
Okay, yeah.
Not a fire hydrant.
I was like, that's a lot of work.
That's pretty
heavy.
They snuck a fire hydrant into a festival, brought it into the middle of the show, and just started spraying it up in the air, man.
It's lit.
I don't know if you know, but those things are not good for your eyes.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. Those are for fire.
Yeah, that's for putting out things that can really hurt you.
Yeah.
All right? Not supposed to do that, man.
It's a weapon in like Grand Theft Auto, if I remember correctly. It's dangerous.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So you start making, like, when did you start producing, to a point where you actually, like, when did you start? Like, how long ago before you were even quantizing stuff?
Well, probably like sophomore year in high school, I would say. Like, I actually started like sitting down and like trying to make actual full beats, you know? But yeah, pretty much been doing it since then,
Wow, okay, so what is that? Is that like 7 years or
probably
6 years?
Yeah, 7
years.
7 years.
Yeah, man. Okay, that's wild. Because I always just I played like a lot of guitar and stuff. Like it was the emo was like the way. Now I always liked rapping. And I enjoyed that. And then like I think junior year was when 8 Mile came out.
Oh yeah, just inspiration.
So, yeah. And I was just like, oh,
okay,
yeah. But then everybody thought they could rap all of a sudden. Everyone was like,
everyone thinks I can rap now.
Yeah. Let's battle.
Probably worse.
Let's battle rap.
Yeah, it was battle rap.
Yeah. And we had a kid named Matt Robinson. He was the only DJ I knew, like growing up at all. And he had a DJ business. And so we did a field day, and me and all the basketball players had to set up the field day. And so he brought all his stuff out. He set up this mic, and of course the freestyle competition begins.
Of course,
and the battles, in South Lake, Texas. I don't know if y'all know that, but we had no business battling against each other.
No, I understand.
The only thing you could do was make fun of each other's moms.
Exactly, that's all you got. And like called each other's girlfriends.
Yeah, and then I didn't even have one of those. That's what they just made fun of me back then.
Damn, that's
like, you ain't even got a girl.
Oh no.
Man, this is rough.
Yeah.
So you started doing that about sophomore year. When did you start like recording your voice and like singing?
Probably later on that same year. Yeah, because I was like making. Well, I didn't even make beats first, to be honest with you. I was like just rapping over like instrumentals for like songs.
Yeah.
Like Lil Wayne and like
yeah. I think that's what
like
most
on
people
some
start
old
doing.
like No Ceilings type of vibes. I was just gonna rap over like whatever. So like I made one song. Well, all right. So I knew this girl in high school, and we were homies, and we would like ride around in my mom's car and stuff, and we were like listening to Drake because Drake was like just like coming out with really good songs. Back then, you know, Take Care Time, you know, classic Drake albums, and we were like riding around, and I was like rapping over that, and she was like, "You should be a rapper," and I was like, "You know what? I should be a rapper." and then like my grandparents bought me like a mic for like Christmas one time.
Nice.
And so I hadn't used it. Like I got it before that, and I just like hadn't used it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna be a rapper. Blah blah blah. Started downloading instrumentals, put one out, and told a couple friends about it. And then, like they of course like had to tell everybody that they knew about it. And then, like now the whole school like thinks I'm a rapper. And, people are like requesting instrumentals like left and right, and I'm like, all right, I guess this is my thing now.
Yeah.
So started doing that for a while. I was just rapping off that, and then started actually trying to make my own beats because like I wanted to rap over like beats that weren't like popular. Yeah. But I also was broke and like did not want to pay people for beats. And like which I now feel like I feel bad when people don't want to pay me for beats. But it's like I was in that same boat. So I'm just telling like, well, learn to produce, man. That's what I did. That's what we it's like I'm gonna tell you, bro. You know, I'm not gonna give you anything for free, all right? But
and you know, because I started off rapping. Like I moved to Colorado. And I used to just rap for fun, you know. Just did it with my friends in the car on long drives. They put an instrumental on. They'd be like, "Yo, freestyle," and they'd give me different words, you know. They'd be like broccoli, and then I'd have to rhyme with broccoli, you know, and stuff like that. And then one night it was like me and all the guys I worked with. We were all chilling, and my buddy Eric was like, "Yeah, Mike can really, really rap." This kid from Tennessee was like, "No, you can't." And so I was like, "I'm pretty good at it, man." So I rapped, and my boss. He started calling me Murda Moose.
Oh Lord!
He was like Murda. He's like that. He was like, and I remember I was like, why? He was like Murda. We got a moose over here. Murda Moose.
Murda Moose. Let's go.
And so I asked him. I was like, what? Why did you? How'd you come up with that name? Yeah. And he goes, well, you murdered that freestyle that night, and like a moose is a very lazy looking, very relaxed, you don't know it, very chill animal. But you crossed the line on a moose, and it will attack. So I was like, oh, that's the most lovely backhanded compliment.
Yeah, for real though.
Just lazy and docile
don't look like
looking.
They'll do much,
but he will. So how did you come up with the name Selvage? What does it even mean? I don't even know the word.
Well, for a long time, I could not figure out what I wanted to call myself. So I was just like trying to ask all my friends, and like my friend Patrick was like, "Well, you gotta pick something that like." I didn't mean to do his voice like that. He said, all right, you don't talk like that, but you know, you talk regular. But he was like, you pick something that's like close to you. Da 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 da. And I still had no idea what he was talking about. But then I was like super into like fashion and stuff, and like Selvage jeans are like a nicer quality of denim. You know what I'm saying? They're like threaded a different way than like regular jeans. They like last longer and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm cut from a different cloth. You dig what I'm saying? So,
I see.
yeah.
I like this.
The vlog coming soon. Cut from a different cloth. Man. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all in the game. It's all connected. You know
this is interesting.
Yeah. So like I was
Boys
just like,
got tricks.
Yeah, my sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Magician.
Yeah, man. Well, let's touch on your thoughts on fashion real quick. Like I'm just kind of curious, man. Okay, because you know, like I'm not very good at it. I tried once. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be as swag as Lofty and cool. Dalton, and I'm gonna get me some Yeezys. And I was like, I can't buy these.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
You know, and then I was like, why do I like? But even like so, like I feel like streetwear kind of came out of nowhere, but I feel like that's just my experience with it. So can you give me any background on the history of some of these brands? Like,
you know. Most of these been around for a while. Usually, like streetwear has been like a thing since like the '90s, probably. But like, you know, skateboarding got like extra popular as a like skateboarding used to not be cool. Yeah. But like now everyone's like trying to skate and like be a skateboarder and all that stuff. Because like I don't know what happened, but started getting all the girls. I guess I don't know. The usual. That's how it usually goes. Yeah. But
that whatever happened, the girls like, that's what we do.
That's what we're on now.
That's just how it works.
That's just how man.
Yo,
we're
girls
on
like
now.
this. I'm gonna go get me some trucks on the board.
Exactly. I'm gonna at least look like I do that. Yep. So like I feel like probably with like skateboarding gaining like more popularity, streetwear became like more on the forefront of stuff. Like, especially now, because like big fashion brands are kind of like copying like skateboard kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I mean especially Supreme.
Just exactly. Louis Vuitton collabs and all kinds of wild things. Yeah, like that.
That's what's wild is that you have these fashion like big time fashion
like
brands.
houses that are owned by like Moet and Hennessy.
Yeah, 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 and they're putting that into skateboarding, you know, which is interesting to me.
Wild.
You know,
running the culture right now.
Yeah, and I think since I've kind of been out, like, there's a few things I follow on Instagram to like watch skating, you know, and like One Street Mag down in Austin, they're really tight. They're always posting cool stuff, but it's literally streetwear and skateboarding.
Yeah,
and I didn't really know how the 2 and 2 were so linked.
Yeah,
you know, and then like I went to the Supreme website and like. You know, what have they been around since '93?
Yeah,
New York.
Yeah, New York, little skate shop.
Yeah, and so it's like, how do you go from being a skate shop to selling a T-shirt for $250?
Yeah, I mean,
like, how does that occur?
Dude, I don't know.
How do you get that kind of clout? You know, that's something I've been wondering.
Get the right people to start wearing your stuff. And like another thing about streetwear is like producing things in limited numbers.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like limited runs, like you can't buy it everywhere.
Yeah, we got 100 of this.
Exactly.
You can
like,
get it
you
online.
got it or you don't got it. You know what I'm saying? You bought it or you missed out. You know what I'm saying? Which I appreciate at the same time. You know?
Yeah, it's
like a little club.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's cool about it is, and I feel like when people see each other wearing those brands, they kind of have, they're like, oh, you know, hey,
you're cool.
You got the vibe.
Exactly.
You know?
You immediately have something to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you woke up early for that too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Did you get da-da-da? No, my heart was broken also when I didn't get that.
Like, that's were you there last week when they were looking at all the DBZ shoes, the Dragon Ball Z,
like
the
Adidas?
Yeah,
dude,
some of those joints
were pretty fire. You know what I'm saying?
I really liked the Vegeta ones personally. Plus, I always liked Vegeta, even though he was like the bad guy.
Yeah.
I always had a lot of respect for him.
He's cool, man. I wish he'd stop complaining. But
Yeah.
Kakarot.
Yeah.
I was like, chill out with all that. But
Kakarot.
Go to the gym, dog.
Yeah. Go to
Goku's working right now.
Yeah, exactly. Just go to the Hyperball or whatever that thing was. Get in there. Get
the
to work.
Extra heavy gloves and boots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Get it going.
So we'll get back on the music track. But see, I knew this was
a little tangent.
No, it's all good. It's all good. That's what it's all about, man. Bouncing around, having fun with it. So you start kind of singing but rapping. Rapping at first.
Definitely start rapping for
now,
sure.
to sing on a track takes confidence.
Yeah.
Because I have tried it and it sounds awful.
Yeah.
So I just don't do it anymore.
Fair.
But like you have a very natural. It doesn't sound forced at all.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of hone that in?
Well, I always just like to sing, just in general. Like when I was a kid, like my mom would always.
What, have you joined choir on purpose because you?
Nah. I mean, I didn't join choir on purpose because I liked it. I just liked some music and like singing and stuff. I wasn't trying to be in choir.
Yeah.
Though. Actually, we got out a lot of days of school, so I kind of was trying to be in choir at the same time. And like, you didn't have to sing. You could just like move your mouth and just hang out. And like a couple of the homies were in choir.
Yeah.
You know, but other than that, I definitely quit as soon as I could. For sure. Yeah, I was almost the like vice president of choir.
Oh,
like,
man.
I was like voted that like the day I was quitting, and she was like, "You still want to quit?" I was like, "Yes." So that was like disappointed her, but you know, shout out to the choir teacher.
I quit my theater arts class and my teacher was like, "Please don't go."
Yeah, exactly.
You're the only one who takes it seriously. I was like, "That's why I'm leaving,
That's
man.
Why I gotta get out of here."
Like, you know, I'm sitting here trying to act and like actually
you
have fun in the class.
Exactly.
Because I was always like, this was an elective.
Yeah.
Y'all chose this. You could have taken nutrition.
Yeah, right.
Why do you choose a class where you have to get up in front of people if you have stage fright all the time?
Yeah, that was a bad decision. Unless you're trying to get over it.
Yeah.
Even at that point.
We had to do a musical type thing. But what was really cool was we had this guy who could actually play the piano really well.
Oh, okay.
And so he played that Requiem for a Dream, the theme song from that, at the very end of like this thing we had.
Fire theme song.
So me and like this group of 4 other people, we because like the assignment was you had to integrate song and dance and tell a story with no words.
Oh, Lord.
And so we had a bunch of different stuff, but we did the beat it dance, you know, the thing where you lock hands and you do,
wow,
like,
knife fight.
Yeah. So me and this girl did this, and when
Requiem.
No, not to that one.
Oh,
we actually did it to beat it.
Okay, gotcha.
But when she got me, when she finally got me, that's when the Requiem came on.
Oh, okay, clever.
Yeah. And so, you know, but that was the last thing we did. And my teacher was like, "That was great. Like, please don't leave."
Don't
leave, man. So that's so funny, man. I didn't really want to be there. The homies was there. Then I almost got voted VP.
Yeah, it was getting out of hand when I was almost vice president. I was
that sounds like some funny, sounds like some politics type stuff.
Yeah,
man. I didn't really want to get into politics, but the homies was doing it.
The homies were doing it.
Then all of a sudden, I was VP.
Got way too much power for some reason.
Like a flash, just like that, man. So you're singing and you know you're making your beats. How do you? Because the one thing that I run into is that when I make a beat, I'm like, okay, cool, this will be good for a rapper. But then I end up putting so much other stuff into it, into the track.
To where it's like kind of too much. For
Yeah,
like a
it wouldn't
voice
make
to be
sense
on
for a
there.
voice to be over. So how do you control that side? Overproducing.
I'll either just do it anyway.
Okay.
Because I definitely have music where there's like a lot going on, and like afterwards I'm like, it's a little bit much, but like, I still like the way it sounds, and like I'll just put it out anyway, and like or just like rap over it, or it's like usually if I'm like making a beat, like I'll do like 10, 15, like I don't know, like 8 bars of it, and like I'll stop making the beat, and I'll kind of like come up with like the words for it.
Okay.
And I'll like probably like just like lay that down real quick.
Nice.
So I don't go too hard. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'll just be like stacking stuff up for 4 hours. Like a full symphony going on.
And so do you use a keyboard, like a keyboard or anything now?
Use a keyboard and like a little drum pad.
Cool.
And
And
stuff.
are you like me where you just like put your fingers somewhere and you're like, well, that sounds kind of cool?
Yeah,
And like,
yeah, I'll do that. A lot of that. A lot of just like, yo, this sounds nice with this keyway over here. You know what I'm saying? These are like, there's 3 here and there's 3 here, so these are related.
yeah, that's exactly how
They're
I learned.
related, so that makes sense. Fit
Yeah.
those guys together. Or I'll
Yep.
like use like various plugins that like help you with chords too.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
cool too, man. Like Ableton has like an actual chord MIDI thing.
Yeah, they got a chord
and you can
MIDI
just
thing.
cheat your way.
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I've been
you just put it on B major and everything
exactly,
you
and
touch
this is what
is
I'm
B.
doing now. Exactly.
I watched a tutorial. This guy named Kill Paris.
Mhm.
He was like, "Look, let's say you don't know music theory." He's like,
Yeah.
"Well, I got a trick."
Yeah,
and he showed, and I was
exactly.
like, "Wow, that's like I still wanted to learn, but I was like, man, that's pretty cool that like you can like a program can do that."
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Like I still like to know what I'm doing, but like if I need like something quick, like a quick chord progression, there's
Yeah.
like one plugin that I always go to that I'm not gonna say here. 'Cause I'm not gonna give out
Exactly.
all my secrets. I'll tell you off camera.
yeah. But like,
And they're not paying me.
yeah.
So. No free promotions over here.
No free promos. Because like I like how you said like well these sound good over here, so then down here they're connected.
Yeah, they're connected.
And what's funny is one of the jazz guys I was talking to, he's like, well, dude, that you're learning scales and you don't even realize it. And
Yeah,
that's what's
yeah, yeah.
happening. Is because I told him I was like, man, I'll usually go boom, boom, major, major, minor, and it's like it's connecting the dots.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, well, dude, you're just learning scales.
Yeah.
He's like, but they're like the intuitive scales that you find easier. Where you're like, oh, okay, and
This
this,
makes sense with this. Da da da.
yeah, he's like, what gets hard is when you start to mix the majors and the minors all together.
Yeah, and you start playing over here. And
Yeah,
this guy over
and then there's
here.
just to be able to do like, just with the quickness, playing
Yeah.
a rhythm with one hand and doing something
and
else
doing
over
something
here.
fancy and flourishy.
Yeah,
over here.
yeah, that's where it's like you can't create that like within a pro. I mean, you could draw it, you could draw it out,
It doesn't
but like
sound the same. It doesn't feel the same though,
exactly. So that's where it's like playing the piano takes like some real talent and
Exactly.
practice.
Yeah.
Like I was with Sanford last night and we were listening to the new Anomaly album, which is ridiculous.
Okay.
And like and I was talking to Sam, I was like, this guy has he's got a jazz background, no
Yeah.
doubt, because it's like there's a reason he's called Anomaly.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the music's just it's super busy, but everything fits.
It fits
perfectly.
Like, makes sense.
Yeah,
mathematically.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I feel you.
And music is so mathematical.
Yeah, it is,
and
which is wild.
yeah, and like. When I used to play guitar and stuff, people would be like, "Oh, you must be great at math." I'm like, "Nah, man, that's actually why I got grounded and started playing this thing in the first place."
I actually have nothing to do with math.
Yeah, I'm just getting lucky here right now, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, man, when did you start to put stuff out on SoundCloud?
On SoundCloud, just like on like during high school, that sophomore year. 'Cause, like
Nice.
people kept like requesting stuff, and like,
Okay.
I made like what was it? Probably rapped over what was the song, like Purple Swag, with like two of my homies,
yeah.
dude, and we just like put it out, and everyone was like, "You're actually good at it," cause like that, and like I started like releasing stuff like once a week pretty much, cause like people just kept telling me to do stuff. And, like,
Nice, man.
I wasn't doing anything in the crib, so
Yeah, just
upstairs in my room,
just
so
making
I was like-
beats, putting
so I
out-
just
putting
close
out
my
music.
door. Don't listen to me, cuss mom.
Yeah.
Stay downstairs.
Yeah, I always wondered, like, when I was making my, like, angsty teenage stuff, and my dad was in the living room, like,
just like shaking their head, just
you
disappointed.
quit basketball for this?
Yeah, right. I was
In
like,
there
yo,
singing
you
about
should've
your
been learning.
girlfriend and stuff.
Right?
And
No, you're supposed to be doing homework up there. Man.
no, after a while, Like, the parents just stopped seeing if I was doing homework. I was like, look, y'all, I'm going to junior college.
All right.
I'm
gonna get something.
I'm sorry.
Done,
like, I got an 88 GPA.
You
I'm
know?
not the smartest kid, but I'm definitely not the dumbest.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm
know?
running good in the race.
Yeah, I was
you know
like,
what I'm saying?
sorry, I like to have a little fun.
Yeah, right. Excuse me, having a little life going
I'm a
on.
kid.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna enjoy that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I didn't even realize it. And all of a sudden, I was 31 years old. I was like, yo, what happened?
What have I done?
This is crazy. It's been a good time. It's been a wild ride.
I feel that.
And so now, where do you kind of like? Who do you take inspiration from?
Probably like musically.
Yeah.
You would say. You know, like I would say like Kanye, Lupe, Drake. Still like rock stuff. So like Dance Gavin Dance. And
Okay.
like the Fall of Troy.
Oh, dude.
See, I love the Fall of Troy, so like that's why most like I feel like I don't know if that's why, but like I have a theory as to like that's why like some of my song structures are like don't make much sense.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
like
that's
if
math
you-
rock. Dude.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, like they be going in and like the tempo
was that, like,
changes
FX,
completely.
MX?
Yeah,
What-
FCP remix.
Dude,
whatever,
oh
yeah.
my gosh. It
Yeah,
was
bro.
so good.
Yeah, I love them. Like
That
I used to
yeah.
listen to them like all the time, like enough to where like I can like do the songs in my head, like I know when the switches are coming,
Yeah,
which is like too much because it's like every 5 seconds.
Yeah, man. They were like, when I heard that band, I was just like, I'm never gonna be able to play guitar like that.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I just can't do
I was
that,
like,
you
this
know?
makes me want to play guitar.
Yeah, I was like, I
but that
can't-
is insane.
like, whatever this
He's like
guy's
not
doing-
even touching things
Yeah,
at
just
this point.
doing this. It's
He's got like his
crazy.
hand behind him, like scratching his head and playing with like one hand. I'm like, yo, is that even possible?
That's cool, man.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Anytime anybody mentions the Fall of Troy, I'm excited.
dude, me too.
It's
I'm
just like
yo,
when you
got
see
a
if
good
you see
test.
somebody wearing streetwear. See, now we homies.
Yeah,
even more
exactly.
since you
know
mentioned
what
the
I'm
Fall of
saying? Fall
Troy.
of Troy, yo, shout out to them.
Yeah,
We should get back together.
Yeah, please come on,
Come on, guys.
hit a tour for
Yeah,
us real
something.
quick. Yeah, we'll have them out to breakfast. and
Yeah,
beats
have
one
them come
day.
play Breakfast and Beats. Fall
Yeah,
Troy.
yeah. I want an acoustic.
Yeah, dude, that would be nice though.
Yeah, all right. I want to hear that somehow on,
on banjo.
You know,
Play that
yeah.
on
Oh, I
banjo.
bet you we could.
Right? Oh, we could. It'd
Man,
be
that
fire.
sounds like a challenge right
Dude,
there.
right?
I'm gonna hit up.
Get some folk.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit up somebody who I know is a good banjo player and be like, I want you to learn this.
Yeah,
All
learn
right?
some like.
All right. And they go,
Sidewinder
hi, girl, this is
missiles
where
or
we're
whatever.
going down. It's made out of time. Bow, 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 bow.
Love it.
That could be a new mission.
Yeah, man.
A
I'm
new
telling you.
reason for life.
Yeah, the
you
Fall
know?
Troy inspires.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
Inspire.
Absolutely, man. So, do you like some people they make music for fun? Some people they make
Yeah.
music because they want to try to blow up and do something with. Why do you make music?
I do it for fun mainly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't honestly know like what I would do all day. Like,
Yeah.
I can't play video. I mean, I could play video games all day, but it's like I can't do that to myself.
Yeah.
Personally. You know what I'm saying? So I like to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
man.
I do it for that, and I would like to blow up. That'd be nice too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
if I could get rich and famous off of it, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That'd be fantastic. I
Yeah.
have no problems with that.
Exactly.
you know
I
what I'm
always
saying?
approached it as like it has to be fun because if it's not fun, you won't want to
Yeah,
do it anymore.
exactly. Yeah.
You know, and when I was talking to Bureaucratic down in Dallas when I got to open for him, he was like, that's what he was saying. He was like,
Yeah.
I never, ever, ever intended for any of this to happen.
Yeah.
He's like, I just made music, put the music out. The right people found it and liked it,
Exactly.
and then it spread. You know, he's
Yeah.
like, so he said that the number one thing you do is he was like, I don't care what you sound like. If it's your music, you're
Yeah.
putting it out, you're putting in the hard time and the work, then it's good. It's good music.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know.
Definitely.
You know, he's like, you might not like the way it sounds, but you have to respect anybody who puts an effort into creating sound that makes people feel good.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
Or swaggy or sad
saying?
or whatever.
Whatever they wanna
whatever
say.
emotion you're trying
I
to
will
express.
say
man.
though, at first, like with most things, is like I definitely did it for like girls. To be 100% honest.
Look, man,
and I
in
was like,
high
no, I'm
school-
actually kind of good at this too. So
in
I'm
high
gonna keep
school,
doing
that's
it.
pretty much why we almost do everything.
Exactly, yeah. So
You know?
that was definitely the motive at first. I was like, yo, girls like rappers, and I like girls and stuff. So.
Yeah, so yeah, but
Two
even like
together.
really what that is, man, is like so. Brother Ali said this in an interview where he was like, I became a rapper because I needed a reason to be at the party.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel
he's
that,
like, I'm a
though.
black albino guy,
Yeah.
so everybody just automatically thinks I'm white.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
so I needed to find a way to make people forget the way I looked and just have
Yeah,
people
yeah.
think about my voice and
Yeah,
like
I
what
feel
I
that.
did. So it was like dude, the reason I started being a DJ was because I got tired of going to all these parties with terrible music.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, well, I'll just bring
someone's
stuff and
gonna
start.
play
Yeah,
something good.
You know, yeah.
But it might as well
But
be
it
me.
started with making CDs, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and having the 6-disc changer and all that, man. So. Yeah, man. Well, we got 1 minute left here, dog. I know that 45 minutes flies by, man.
Does.
So, where can people find your music?
SoundCloud.com/Selvage.
Yeah.
Search me on iTunes, Spotify.
You're on iTunes and Spotify.
Yeah, I'm on all
Nice.
major streaming services.
That's what's up,
Google
man.
Play,
Yes.
Amazon, whatever, all that good
Got to
stuff.
get on that Tidal with Jay.
Yeah, I'm on Tidal. I'm on everything,
Oh.
man. I got the
This
TuneCore and all that good
Ooh,
stuff. You know what I'm
you
saying?
crazy,
Dropped it, man. Yo, yeah, definitely play that stuff, though, so I can have some money off of it. But, if you don't have it, check me out on SoundCloud.
Yeah, for sure.
All that stuff.
For
Instagram,
sure, man.
all
That's
that
what's
good
up,
stuff.
dude. Well, man, I always love having you out to Breakfast and Beats, whether it's to chill or play
Definitely.
the music, man. Like I said, I am a fan of the music.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
listen to it outside of my
Yes, beautiful
my
thing.
realms
I
and
appreciate
things,
that.
So, man, it's been a lot of fun talking to you.
Yes,
I've
of
laughed a
course.
lot. I feel like
Yeah,
maybe
it was a
25%
good
of the
time.
interview has just been us cracking up.
Yeah,
So
Hey,
I apologize if the levels are all kinds of ups and downs tonight.
bring me
But,
back.
Yeah. But it was a good time, man.
Definitely.
And dude, I look for more music to be coming out. So you
Definitely
just
coming
keep
soon.
keep me updated. Me and the boys, we always reshare everybody's stuff.
Yes.
So once again, y'all, I've been talking with the man Selvage right
Yes,
here.
sir,
Check him out on
sir.
iTunes, SoundCloud, Tidal,
All that.
Spotify, all that fun stuff. Once again, y'all, I am Kind Beats. I'll be out of town next week, but make sure y'all come to Sunday brunch this Sunday.
Yeah,
all right.
come. It's
I'll
gonna be
see
fun.
y'all in 2 weeks. Take it easy, y'all. Peace.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.